Donald Trump has begun a new phase of political mobilization with a campaign-style appearance in the state of Iowa. While no national election is currently underway, the choice of Iowa and the timing of this event carry strategic significance. This move signals renewed political activity ahead of the 2026 U.S. midterm elections and reflects broader dynamics within the American political system. Today, we analyze what this moment means not only for U.S. domestic politics, but also for global stability, international markets, and geopolitical risk. Iowa holds a unique symbolic role in American politics. Historically, it has been the starting point for presidential campaigns and a testing ground for political messaging. Although Iowa does not decide midterm elections, it remains a powerful platform for signaling intent, mobilizing supporters, and shaping media narratives. Trump's appearance in Iowa comes amid ongoing polarization in the United States, internal divisions within both major parties, and uncertainty surrounding the future direction of American governance. This event should be understood less as a single campaign rally and more as a strategic signal aimed at voters, party elites, donors, and international observers. In his remarks, Trump focused on familiar themes: national sovereignty, border enforcement, economic nationalism, and criticism of federal institutions. From an analytical perspective, the messaging serves three main purposes. First, it consolidates his political base by reinforcing consistent narratives. Second, it reasserts his influence within the Republican Party ahead of candidate selection and legislative battles. Third, it signals resistance to institutional constraints and alternative policy directions. Importantly, this is not a policy platform. It is a positioning exercise, one designed to shape expectations rather than deliver immediate outcomes. The emphasis on strength, control, and national interest is intended to contrast with the current administration's approach, framing future elections as a choice between competing governance models. Within the United States, reactions have largely followed partisan lines. Republican allies view the Iowa appearance as a demonstration of organizational strength and voter enthusiasm. Democratic leaders interpret it as an early escalation of political confrontation. From an international perspective, the response is more measured. Allies in Europe and Asia are closely watching U.S. political developments for signs of continuity or disruption in foreign policy. Financial markets tend to respond cautiously, factoring political uncertainty into risk assessments rather than reacting to individual events. At this stage, the primary impact is psychological and strategic, not economic. The broader significance of Trump's renewed political activity lies in its potential implications. For global trade, renewed uncertainty in U.S. leadership can affect long-term investment planning, particularly in sectors such as technology, energy, and defense. For geopolitics, it raises questions about future U.S. commitments to alliances, multilateral institutions, and regulatory frameworks. Technology policy is another key area. Changes in leadership often bring shifts in regulation, industrial strategy, and international competition, especially involving China and emerging markets. At this stage, these are not outcomes, but risk scenarios that governments and corporations must consider. Looking ahead to 2026, several scenarios are possible. Trump may succeed in consolidating political influence within his party, shaping legislative priorities and campaign narratives. Alternatively, institutional checks, voter fatigue, and internal opposition may limit his impact. What remains clear is that U.S. politics will continue to be a source of global uncertainty, with consequences extending beyond national borders. For international actors, the key challenge is managing exposure to political volatility while maintaining strategic flexibility. Donald Trump's campaign-style launch in Iowa is not just a domestic political event. It is a signal to voters, institutions, and the world that American political dynamics remain unsettled. As the 2026 midterm elections approach, these signals will increasingly shape expectations, markets, and geopolitical calculations. This has been World Signals. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.